Well, hello and welcome back to Shipyard Shenanigans with me, Shane, the Sci-Fi fan and Star Trek fan, here on Open Bottle. Now, what I started doing last week, you probably remember, is we were building a runabout from Deep Space Nine or Star Trek, to add to our shipyard. It'll be the first ship here. The next thing I'll do is probably the Delta Flyer, and at some point I'm hoping to do Serenity from Firefly, but it's a bigger project. And I haven't done a lot of Minecraft for a while, so I'm a bit rusty and a bit slow, and when I get better and discover better techniques or better things to make consoles out of and all that kind of stuff, I'll get more advanced as I go on and as I get better, basically. That's the problem. So last week we just kind of did our wireframe here and started building this thing, and I talked a load of shite about Star Trek, and I'm going to keep doing that. So thanks for all your comments last week. I haven't read any of them yet because I've been really lazy, and actually, to be honest with you, I've recorded these back to back because I'm going on holiday soon and I want to get these up before I go away. So I'm assuming you all left lovely comments, probably giving out about how I'm terrible at Minecraft and I shouldn't be doing this, and that Badam is way better at stuff than me, and that I suck balls, basically, which, fair enough, but yeah, you're the one who's watching me, so watch me crash and burn. That's how I roll. Now, I feel like being, it'd be nice if I could just play some music or, throw on some, and here's a dodgy DJ, gonna play some music. It's weird doing these by yourself. I've done so many of these kind of videos with someone else, usually Badam. I do a podcast with another presenter as well. It's kind of weird doing it all by yourself, not gonna lie. Now, come on here. So, what's your favorite episode of Star Trek? That's what I want to know. That's the kind of stuff I want to see in the comments of what do you prefer about Star Trek. Do you hate J.J. Abrams' version? Do you love it? If so, why? Why not? I want to hear all that kind of stuff. I want to get this stuff talking. I'm part of an Irish fan club. We're Star Trek Era. This is E-I-R-E, which is Ireland in Gaelic. So we're Star Trek in Ireland. You'll find us on Twitter at Star Trek Era, and we're on Facebook as well at Star Trek Era, or we're StarTrekEra.com. You'll find us when we do blogs and news, and we do I do a podcast with another guy, Owen, who's a very good friend of mine, and Badam's, and he's a music writer, composer kind of guy, and we did a series where we analysed all the music from Star Trek, which was really cool, from the movies and the original themes from the TV shows as well, and kind of break them down, and what the composer's trying to tell you about with the music and setting, and how they get that sci-fi sound, and they give you this idea of ominous space and all this thing. It's really clever, really interesting stuff, and the kind of shit that just gives you love and hairs standing up on the back of your neck. It's great. When you don't really think that deep into music and stuff. We only have 5 episodes. Well, technically 4 episodes. Episode 2 has 2 parts, but that's how we roll. We're going to do more episodes later on in the year when we're less busy, because this is a busy time of year for us. So, going away and traveling and that kind of stuff. So, keep myself busy. I'm really busy today as well. I'm recording these, and then I'm doing 2 episodes of podcast because I'm going away soon and I need to get stuff done before I go away. So now let's get I think that's our floor finished. Is that our floor? No, I didn't do the front floor. Now, I figured this would be kind of boring, but you know what? It's interesting because it just gives me time to just rant about Star Trek to people while I play Minecraft, pretty much. I love Star Trek. Don't you like Star Trek? Star Trek's great. intrigued to see where this new Brian Fuller series is going to go. There's lots of hints and things coming out and interviews. Some of them not very positive. I've very mixed feelings about what's going on with Star Trek at the moment. And we're going to cut off our lights very soon, so I know. Let's throw an illuminator in the corner. May not be part of the finished product when it's done, but it's just for the moment. I'm going to throw in the back here as well. Just get it into the corner, just so we have some nice lights. I love illuminators. The first, my test one I built of this, which I did before recording anything with it, I had torches everywhere. It was so ugly, but it was more me trying to get my head around the proportions and all that kind of stuff, and I learned a lot from it, even though, as you probably saw in my first episode, it was a very messy start. But that's how it goes, you know. That's building, man. That's engineering. You gotta figure out the kinks, and I am not an engineer. What I normally build when I play Minecraft is I love building floating buildings. I think it's just so cool. I'll always end up building like a big tower. I tower up, and then I'll build like a house, and then take down the tower, and you just have this massive floating house, like off. I might even do like off the edge of a cliff or something. It's cool. I think it's cool. I love the idea of floating kind of cloud cities and that kind of thing. Even though I said I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, I love the aesthetics of Star Wars. It's the writing I have a problem with. So now we want to establish our height of our interior walls. I said I'm going to go about 3 meters. 2 meters is a bit tight in Minecraft. And 3 meters would be the height of a normal ceiling. Roughly, maybe not quite 3 meters. It's hard to figure out. I always worry about audiences not knowing feet and meters differences, but I think Minecraft has really changed that in the world. You've got the whole imperial and metric measurement thing. Ireland, we're kind of a funny one. Most of European countries use metric, but we are this kind of weird combination of both. It's just weird, but it's a generational thing. A lot of the, like, I would have learned in school to use meters, centimeters, millimeters, where I have an older brother he just about got introduced to it when he was in school, so it's kind of the way. It's still a new concept to hear, even though we've been using it for like 30-40 years. People are really slow to adapt to meters, and so we kind of use both. It's really strange. And as well, probably because we're so close to England, England use all the imperial feet officially, but you'll find any engineer who's worth their salt uses centimeters and millimeters, not they don't measure stuff in inches and feet. It's just not professional practice, basically. That was a really boring conversation and interesting facts about measurements in Ireland and England. That's how it goes. So yeah, back to Star Trek. I love Star Trek very, very much. To me, it's about exploration and trying to better yourselves as a people and all that kind of stuff. I think that's where the key thing is, where like the JJ movies, they're just about beating up and punching bad guys, there's very little there in terms of, I suppose, substance, and I'm not a big fan of the character of Kirk, how he's written. I think the actor whose name I forgot, Chris Pine, I think he's doing a grand job. I think he's a fine actor and all that kind of stuff, but he's just written really badly. Like, even in the new trailer for the new with Justin Lin, he's going to do a very interesting thing on Star Trek. I'm intrigued to see what he does. Now I realise I don't need all those windows, because where the nacelles are going to come down, you wouldn't have windows for radiation shielding. Gotta think logically, my friends. Gotta think logically. Okay. So we've a door entrance there, a door entrance there, and then we'll have a door here, and you have kind of a chamber. It's funny when you look at the schematics, which I'm going to do again at some point, but when you look at schematics, they kind of have these area a bit odd, so I'm going to have a quick look at schematics actually. Just come out of that. Don't think Bandicam is going to show you my schematic screen, but I'll add it in post. Now if I have a look at my layout, yes. So if I take a bed, there is 2 meters, so you're going, yeah, you see you want, oh no, okay, we're going back to there. So we've kind of an equipment storage, then we have a science lab, then we have, if I look at the classic one, let's see, so we have our cockpit, then through the next door at the back behind, we have kind of an equipment storage, and that's going to be about 2-3 meters long. Then you've crew quarters, another say 8 meters. Then we're going to have bunks, which are 2 meters, and then you have the chairs at the back. And now, as I was looking at those, okay, so we'll only have 2 windows, a double gap and a window, and then no more windows. So let's jump back in here, back to the game. Okay, so we got this full window, 2 windows, gap, and then a window, and then no more windows. There are walls. I knew I didn't have windows all the way along. Why did I do that? It's funny how you do stupid things, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. We cover up that window. We keep. And from here, you see, we can work the rest of our shit out. So that's the window again. I need to look at that again. Yes, so at the end of that then we've the bunks, so we'll go from there. So here we have a wall. And these are just bunks that are here. They're like for your crew. They're not the sort of, not officers' quarters. They're literally just bunk beds. Now here's the thing is, see, this room is really wide. Really wide. I'm gonna go 3 meters because I want to be able to fit a bed in there. Yeah, so there'll be the bunks. Then you see, looking at the schematics, this is here where shit goes wrong, right? So this is our cockpit, and they claim you have loads of room here. Now I know these walls are taking up a lot of space. They're a meter each, so you would actually just have more space. So but we're gonna go a bit smaller here. Gonna have some labs here. I've always wanted to be able to yeah, schematics I have the door here, but when you watch Deep Space Nine, the door is over there. So anyway, so then these are your crew quarters or your officers' quarters kind of areas. These blocks here, or these rooms here, shouldn't say blocks, not in a, and I'm going to give it a 3 meter corridor all the way along. Now, these are literally bunks, so they're quite small. Then this side, so slightly wider area. Then we have a table here in the middle, consoles either side, and that's kind of it. Like you've so you got bunks, crew quarters, so all your officers' quarters here. Sorry, let me just get these. Oh yeah. So it all takes shape very quickly. I don't know. First episode was laying it all out was the hardest part. So you could do like they've equipment storage, and you can have like a little lab in here. Sometimes they have a console here in the middle, like this, which we could do is just a computer terminal. Now I'm going to take them out of there because I want them to go up higher, actually. The lamps can go up the top. They're just for lighting, they're not necessarily an attractive thing that would be on a runabout, but oh no, it is that one. It's a nice way to just illuminate a place and be really lazy. But that's kind of the thing with the tekkit, like you could do a lot of stuff with the texture packs and all that, but I couldn't get any of them to work. They were just a nightmare. They just they were so glitchy, and most of them only worked with sorry, scratch my head and blocking my microphone. Most of them only worked with on specific servers and stuff like that. They were like locked into servers and things, so which I didn't want to do. I wanted to be able to build this in the desert for my shipyard. And if I was to use a Star Trek texture pack, I could only build Star Trek ships, where what I wanted to be able to do is to build ships from various sci-fi. I'm probably going to build a TIE fighter, like something really cool. Like, who doesn't like Darth Vader's TIE fighter? Or there's the bomber TIE fighter. That's a really cool looking TIE fighter. Don't know if I'll do a Millennium Falcon. I gotta say, I've never been a big Millennium Falcon fan. Don't know why. It's just never been my jam. Fair, cool, kind of clean ships. Even though, if I owned a ship, it would be really dirty and run down. Oh, do you know what I really want to do is the Milano from Guardians of the Galaxy. But really hard to get schematics and figure out the interior of that ship. You only ever really see two rooms. You see the cockpit and you see the kind of meeting room common area, and the proportions and like what door is where, and does that ladder lead straight to the cockpit or does that go to another layer? And then you look at the ship on the exterior and it just looks like a jet plane, so it's a bit tricky. If I'm to do the Milano, it'll probably be an internal layout thing. It might be very hard to fit it into the exterior the way it's laid out. Now I could take it from the comic books, but again, there's an inconsistency in continuity of how it looks. So, sorry, just drinking some water there. Excuse me. Now, what is this? Is our wall. Some windows here. That's cool with me. Now, that's how things are. If you look at the front of the Runabout, it's a bit. There's a gradual kind of gradually, there's a slope at the front, which is going to be hard to do here at this size. So we're going to cheat a little bit because we're all about the aesthetics, and I'm going to make this a little bit longer for that slope. If I could figure out how to move in Minecraft, which is annoying. I'm really rambly. I was talking about JJ's Kirk and stuff like that. He's not Kirk, and he I mean, you can claim, oh yeah, Nero changed the timeline and all this kind of stuff, but the whole point being that Kirk and his mother just wouldn't have been on that ship in the first place. Having families and children on ships was not a thing back then in that time of Star Trek. So you basically, they just wouldn't have been there. There's no two ways about it. They wouldn't have been there. They just wouldn't. So it's really annoying. So he wouldn't have been born in space, as his dad was the last. Your father was captain for 5 minutes, and he saved 1,000 lives, or whatever bullshit that they put into it. It's just bad writing. It annoys me very much. I'm just gonna have a quick look at my layout here. Yeah, so they're kind of top windows. It comes to a peak, so we can go. Yeah, so you got a beak kind of at the front of the ship. So let's go back here. This is going to seem redundant, but it's not. It's our peak here. And then we can build in on that bit. Okay. Now I'm probably going to knock some of that down for windows, but we'll get there. It's a little bit of kind of building and then destroying just to get this shape the way I want it. So no, we can go with that. That's cool with me, I think. Let's see. Yeah. See, you've no round curved edges in this. That's the thing. So this is a square version of the ship. I will add some peaking to the roof and all that kind of stuff. So let's see. No, we will keep that there. And then we'll be going across there. Yeah, no, that's more what I want. To get that peak. Or beak, as opposed to peak. So, now again, we need to go halfway along. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm sure when I counted at the middle earlier, it was not that. But anyway, in my first episode, so half of 13, we want half of 12. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's that one is the middle. And if I can remember how to hover down and. So we're going to go actually one higher, but why would I do that? Now, I know you're all thinking like, but Badam's doing this amazing Jurassic Craft stuff, and you're just building a really boring ship. Yeah, I am. Deal with it. Either watch me and love me, or hate me. I don't care. This is our roof level we're doing here. But I just want to taper it off so I have it. Helps with everything. That's our middle. So this, and this. And this, and this are going to be glass. So now, I don't want a crystal chest, you know, I want some glass. Now, do I do blocks or slabs? They could be good. I'll get some panes and blocks, and we'll see what we can put together with it. So this is what I like about it. This tekkit pack is really good. No. See panes. We better, because again, I want that to taper. For Windows, so when you're setting, actually these ones as well. It's hard to taper panes, I think. And these ones don't need to be glass. They can be our tin. So you might start to see Runabout taking shape, I'm hoping now. If I go up here a little bit and have a look. Oh, I did that wrong. Man, I'm stupid. I love the noise of glass breaking in this game. It's so nice, isn't it? Like, pa-ching! So now if we go back out, that's a pretty good taper. I like it. Okay, let's finish this roof, I think. We get done there. Yeah, I've only a few minutes left, so let's try and finish this roof. And then I will see you guys in a few weeks. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? I have this paranoid idea that I haven't been recording, but I am. Just double checking. Sorry. So yeah, so Chris Pine's Kirk shouldn't have been on the ship, which I've forgotten the name of, where his father was captain for 5 minutes, and they were attacked by Nero's ship, and then Nero just hung out and did nothing. And I know there's a deleted scene where they were in a Klingon slave camp or something, but that wasn't in the film, so it can't be considered canon. It just made no sense. They just did nothing for like 30 years until they found Kirk again and decided to kill Kirk, or they were going after Spock. It was, yeah. Where, like, they could have just gone to Vulcan and blown that shit up, you know. Because their Romulan world died. Bunch of babies. Actually, no, that doesn't matter. I don't need to fill in. I'll be filling in this space with some cool consoles and things like that the next time, all the way around. Do some chairs. We're gonna do a, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna build our transporter here for the back. That's there, and then you can go. I don't think it'd be very safe on a ship to have a door here right behind the transporter, but that's what some of the schematics have. But to me, that's not how it looks in the show, so I'm going to cover that bitch up and have the door here, which is where you normally see Chief O'Brien going off to get coffee. Right. So that is, I think, our episode for this week. I'm going to put the roof on as we go on. And until next time, guys, all I can say is live long and prosper, have a good time, and watch some Star Trek. Enjoy it. There's about 700 episodes of Star Trek out there for people to watch, so 700 plus. And that's before you get into any of the new Trek or any of the films. So please go out there and enjoy it, have fun, and be crazy. Okay, bye-bye.